Hi, Kathryn here from Circleartdesigns. Today we will be working on a red and gold medallion necklace from Bargain Bead Box, November. From my own stash, I have pulled some 4mm crystal rhinestone rondelle spacers in gold. Bargain Bead Box, the coral red 4mm crystal bicone beads, and the 8 by 6mm crystal faceted rondelles in red and gold. Also from the Bargain Bead Box, we will be using the 10mm coral red AB crystal barrel beads. Aren't they stunning? Again, for my own stash, we will be using the crystal faceted champagne beads. I love these beads and use them a lot. I'll be sorry when I use them all up. And again, from the Bargain Bead Box, we will be using the 40mm enameled medallion pendant in red and gold. As you can see here, I have begun to lay out my beads on my beading board. Starting from the middle with the medallion, I will move up each side, making each side exactly the same. I will be using my looper to put these beads together, and I will be using my artistic wire in gold instead of head pins. Off a large piece of the wire and make a loop on one end, and then I put my first set of beads in it. I am doing sets of 3 and sets of 4 for the small cones. Always make sure your loop is completely closed, even when using a looper. When I'm ready to string my beads, I'll need to clip off the end I had bent to keep it from unwinding on the spool. For this set, I am using a small gold spacer bead, 2 of the coral red bicones, and another small gold spacer bead. This will be one of the 3 different units I use. Move them down and let's use the looper. I'm doing a lot of chasing of those little beads around that bead board. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much, and a share would be great. Gold bead. Whew, that was a chase. Now I will move them down and use the looper. The looper is not hard once you have done it a few times. Just remember to move your wire through the little hole at the top all the way to your beads at the bottom. Touch the edge of the other side of the looper. Then squeeze the handle and it will cut off your wire and make your loop. Okay, all good things, some have mechanical issues. This did not cut the wire, but it's no problem. Just use your wire cutters and then go ahead and close up the circle. And there you have it. One closed loop. This is the second unit I am putting together. I've skipped ahead a little bit. This is your champagne crystals, your rondelle spacer, a red and gold flash, a rhinestone spacer, and then another champagne crystal. The steps are the same. Make a loop on the end of the wire, string your beads, make a loop on the other end of the wire using the looper. Said it before, but make sure your loops are facing the same direction. Sometimes I forget and have to go back and do it before I put it together. So this necklace will be made up of your small bicone units and your larger crystal rondelle units, with the barrel bead as its separate unit. Oh, this bicone unit went together so much easier than the first one. Less chasing, more doing. We're starting our next unit, so we will need to cut our wire and make a loop on the end of the wire to start our next set of beads. We're starting our last of the units of 3 and 4. This will be a red and gold flash, a champagne crystal, and a red and gold flash, with the rhinestone spacers going between the red and gold flash and the champagne crystal. Oops, lost it. That little bead rolled right off the end of that wire. The combination of these units are going to make just a beautiful necklace. I can't wait for you to see it. And again into the looper. You're going to get a lot of practice using this looper. I love the looper. I can make the little circles using my hand tool, but these are more consistent than I get with my circles. For the barrel bead. For this one I used a small gold spacer bead. I had an end cap that was real small, and I put that on between the bead and the spacer bead. Then the barrel bead, an end cap, and a small gold spacer bead. I know I say it a lot, but I think that is just lovely, don't you? Okay, that's a real good shot of the end cap that I used on these barrel beads. It's real small. I didn't want to cover the whole thing. I just wanted a touch of something on the end of that bead. And now we're going to start up the next side. I'll probably cut this and meet you at the other end. So this is the layout I started with whenever I was going to put this necklace together. Let's see where it goes. I know I want to use chain when I put this necklace together. There'll be a central chain that the pendant will swing on. I really like the look of that. But I wasn't sure if I was going to put chain between the individual units, or if I was going to put them in groups and then chain, or if I wanted to use the chain sparingly and just put it at the back. To put this piece together, I will be using the oval jump rings. I have 4 sizes to choose from, and I will be using the second of the 4 sizes, starting with the smallest as number 1. Remember, when you use these jump rings, use 2 pliers, hold each end, and take your wrist and twist one side open slightly. Don't pull them apart. Now it's a matter of using your jump rings to join the pieces you have lined up on your beadboard. I just love the sleek look of these oval jump rings. And if you haven't figured it out, I decided to go with a single unit and just chain at the swing in the middle and at the back. So for the beaded part of my necklace, I have used a barrel bead piece. I have used then the red coral 4mm piece. Then I have used the champagne, red and gold champagne piece, another coral piece, the champagne, red and gold flash and champagne piece, and finishing it off with a coral piece. The reason I use the coral piece at the end, even though it's very small, I will be using a small delicate gold chain on this, and I wanted the end to match. But I used the barrel pieces in the middle because I am going to put that medallion on a swing, and I didn't want it going up the necklace. So my first attempt with this medallion was to put a pinch bell on it. I have to tell you, I don't know what I was thinking. It is just too wide and it is lost in the pinch bell. So I've decided to use just a regular round bell. I've made it pretty plain because I do not want it to detract from the medallion or the necklace itself. I will attach the medallion to this bell with a jump ring. Now I'm ready to attach my chain in the middle. I will attach using a jump ring to the barrel bead and to the piece of gold chain. I will put on my bell, and then I will attach the other side of the necklace using the chain and then the barrel bead. I'm not sure if it makes a difference, but it seems to make a difference in my mind. So one side barrel bead and chain, the other side chain and barrel bead. And there you have it. I love the way putting chain in the middle really joins the two pieces of this necklace together and gives the pendant the freedom to move. Don't you? Oh my goodness, this thing is just moving all over the place. It's really trying to get away from me. I'm putting the pendant on with an oval jump ring as well. I started to use a round, but I changed my mind. And as far as the running away from me goes, I have a condition on the end of my fingers, and I don't feel on the ends as well as I used to. So I drop things a lot or think I have them and only partially have them. So it's kind of funny to me whenever I watch these and I go, oh my gosh, look at that thing run away. Thank you for your patience when these little accidents happen. And now that the pendant is attached to the bell, I can tell you I am liking this much better. So what is left is to put the chain on the other end. This is getting really long. So I'll tell you, when you put your chain on, you will cut it with your wire cutters. I take a ruler that I have taped down to my desk, and I measure out however many inches I will need to make the necklace as long as I want it. For this one, I needed an extra 6 inches. Therefore, I cut out my 6 inches, folded it in half where the ends met, and clipped the piece in the middle. I will attach this to jump rings. When both sides of the necklace have the chain added, I will use jump rings to add a solid ring in the middle of the back. This will allow the chain to be closed, and it will also allow me a place to put a dangle so that it can be seen when the person who wears this hair is up. So for the little charm dangle, you will need a couple of the beads that you have used in the necklace and some head pins. Place your beads on your head pin, Cut the top off of the head pin so you just have a finger's width to roll down. Use your needle nose pliers and roll them 2 or 3 times till they butt up tightly against the bead. Now, place your beads up on a jump ring and your jump ring up on the closed ring, and you have a great charm. And we're done. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. Happy beading, y'all. Look in your stash and see what you have that you can copy this beautiful medallion necklace.